This is Every Widow Thing, where we believe in saying yes.
And no.
And no. Hi, everybody. This is Every Widow Thing. I'm Lacey here with Whitney and Holly. And today we have two words, kind of like Sesame Street. We have two words we're highlighting today. The first is no.
No.
Can everybody say no?
No.
No.
That's so important as a widow.
But the most important one for me now, after 12 years after my husband died, I said this coming year is going to be the year of yes. So 2024 is the year of yes, meaning all the things I'm going to do that I couldn't do over the last 12 years as a single mother because my son was home. Now that he's going to be in college and you guys already have kids in college, what can I do now to say yes to? Oh, lots of things.
Yeah, and I love the way that you're taking that and making it something positive, because a lot of people, when they become empty nesters, especially as a single parent, your empty nest is really empty. And you can get sad or feel, depressed about it. But you're taking it and going, oh my gosh, I'm about to have so much fun.
I mean, I'm going to miss him.
Sure.
I mean, you're going to see me in tears. That's just going to happen. I'm prepared for that. I decided to say, you know what? I'm going to go on that Florida trip. I wasn't going to because I thought, I'm going to be tired. I will have done this and this and my part-time job. And I thought, no, I'm going to go. I'm going to have a lot of fun.
I think that's great.
Have fun.
I know.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Holly, you've said yes to something recently as well.
I'll
Adventures.
always say yes to a trip.
To a trip, I know.
I don't think Holly has trouble saying yes to fun. Do you? You always seem like you're up for it.
I am.
I think that's
I
good.
think we're all up for
it.
it, but it is difficult when you're trying to navigate kids and you don't have your partner to pick up the slack. I traveled with girlfriends a lot more when Hunter was alive because I knew he would handle. Well, he didn't handle it great. I mean, let's be honest. You leave like a playbook that's 25,000 pages long for a weekend away, but at least you had that other parent, So I think it's, even now I have a 17-year-old who's perfectly capable of staying by himself, but it's mom
still
guilt.
hard. You feel a sense of responsibility and don't want to leave them.
Right.
I know it is hard, but I'm trying to. But you're right. They're 18. Someone reminded me the other day, your son is 18. He can stay alone. My son was like, this would have been trying to tell her.
Right.
But part of it is that fear. I go back to that fear, and I'm trying to work on that, not letting fear determine what I say yes to. Do you think about your kids as much when you don't see them day to day? Like,
no.
You guys have one
and
in
then
college.
I feel guilty about it. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's been a week and I haven't talked to Sydney.
Well, I don't worry about like when he's home, like this summer, and he's coming in super late. I'm like, where is he? Where is he? But I don't do that when he's at school.
Yeah, because you don't know where they're going to be. Do you keep the Life 360, by the way, when they go to college?
No.
Well,
I
I
have Find My
haven't.
Friends, so I can see exactly where she is in that moment, but I don't know where she's been.
I just wonder if I should get rid of it altogether.
Get rid
Is
of
it
it.
really
Get
giving me?
rid of
Is
it.
it giving me any help? I mean,
No, it's just something to obsess over. Get rid of it.
Yeah, because I don't
So let's
look
get
at
back
it much.
to your yeses.
Okay.
So what is a yes? So you said yes to Florida.
Said yes
Because
to
you
Florida.
can work from anywhere.
I can. And I kept thinking, why am I like saddling myself to a desk?
Right.
It's silly. And then the other is we all talked about doing a pole dancing class.
Yes.
Yes.
I've done one before in Manhattan
Me
Beach.
too.
Hardest class I've ever taken
It's
in my
so
entire
hard.
life.
We did the S Factor, which was in LA too, and it was a pole dancing. But it's so fun and empowering.
It is.
Makes
It's
you feel
hard.
sexy. So yes to pole dancing.
Okay.
I bet our glamour dot would like doing that.
Oh,
too.
she's done it. I've done it with her.
Well, there was an ICM agent whose wife started it out in the West Coast. Do you remember who I'm talking about?
Yeah, I think it was the S Factor.
It was
thing.
one of her, it was the class that
Yeah.
was what I took, but it was 3 hours long. And I thought,
Oh, that's
this
a
is the
long
hardest
time.
thing I've ever done because they had to teach us first. Then we took a break. And then the last part was doing the dance itself.
Right.
And I was like,
I love what you said a minute ago, Lacey, about not letting fear determine what you do next. I remember a long time ago, that was one of the questions that Oprah brought up and then said it all the time. And I just love Oprah so much. And it was, if you weren't afraid, if there was no fear, what would you do? And I have used that question so many times because fear is a liar. It makes, what's the phrase that I've said before? It makes clouds into walls.
And it robs your joy.
Yeah.
Completely.
So forget the fear, sit in the faith, and say yes to life. And I think as a widow and people who are grieving and have loss, that can be so heavy that they stop living themselves. Their loved one died and now they're dying. And really it needs to be the opposite. Let's live for them. Let's live because they don't get to anymore. Let's value what we're being given here.
Well, and they would want you to live your life to the fullest.
Yeah.
Yeah, if I died, I would want Hunter to be having the best time ever.
Well, I
stripper poles and
well, I told my husband before he died. I said, I'm going to tell a couple of women that I know will come after you.
Oh, right.
That you don't like pot roasts, that you only like clean foods and stuff. And then one of my friends said, "You're absolutely right. I was going to go after him if it had been you."
Oh, that
and we laughed
hilarious.
Because it's true. I mean, he was a good guy, so why wouldn't she? But
of course.
But I do think that we have to address the no comes back to, yes, you may have to do EMDR to work through trauma. You may have to do therapy for years, because I did have to do therapy for years to work through that, and it still sometimes can
and
get
go back.
to me.
Yeah, I mean, I've been in therapy several times, and then take a break, and then I'm like, you know what, I need to go in and get this addressed. So you could be doing therapy back and forth.
I've hopped around and to different therapists too.
Yeah,
depending on the time, because different things are going on that were happening. From 6 years ago to today, like. You're dealing with different things.
It's different. And what was it? I think it was you, Lacey, that said something about every transition. There's grief with every transition, and there's going to be transitions for the rest of our lives.
Yeah, going away to college, that has positives, it has negatives. But I also am trying to I'm going to take the playbook from you fun people over there. I'm going to start saying yes to more fun things. And then
I can't wait.
Means carving out. I know, because they've all laughed at me that you're the one that always goes home after dinner. Part of that is I am an ambivert.
Right.
It's not saying no because I don't want to have fun or that I'm just
so
busy. It's so important. It really comes down to I'm one of those people that needs alone time to be able to be with people. And they think because I'm chatty and outgoing, they think that you're constantly always out there. I'm not. I'm one of those people.
I'm impressed by you, as far as you're liking to be at home alone. If I'm home alone for too long, I have anxiety.
Get down. You get into your thoughts.
And you call me and you want me to go have drinks with you. It's Sunday afternoon.
Man, you're lucky. She calls me to go on a walk.
Thank you for not calling me for a walk.
I'm like, it is 104 out. No, I don't want to go on.
Well, my AC was broken on Sunday, and Holly texted me. She, instead of saying, "Let's get you into a cool movie theater," she was like, "No, let's go have some drinks." So what did we do? I said yes.
You did.
Yeah.
We had so much fun.
I think it's hard for people, especially women, to say yes for themselves, to put themselves on the list. And that's also where our next word, no, comes in, because we say yes to everybody else and not to ourselves. And then we don't say no. You need to start saying no to everybody else and yes to yourself. No, I'm not going to volunteer and bring the cupcakes.
No to the sign-up sheet.
No to the sign. Not all the time, but especially I was, and I think Kira has said this before, and sadly she's not here with us today because her son Thomas is getting his wisdom teeth pulled, and there has to be a parent there. So that's her.
We miss you, Kira.
We miss you, Kira.
Good luck to you, Thomas.
Yes, but now I forgot what I was saying. Dang it.
Kira volunteer.
Volunteering. Yeah. The super mom before this happened, and I was the first one to sign up. I was running the meetings and baking the cookies. Well, buying
I was
the cookies.
Gonna say, okay.
Buying the cookies.
I believe the other, but the cookies no.
I baked. I mean,
I can believe
in elementary school.
I'm a horrible cook.
I even made heart-shaped pancakes for the Valentine's Day party at school. I'm like, do the kids really care?
No, they don't.
I don't.
But other moms you think are watching, and so
They're
you're
probably
trying to
bad
put on a
about
good
that.
show.
I did it for the kids.
Yes,
That
you
Holly
did
that
for the kids.
that old heart thing makes them feel bad
Yeah.
about themselves. Why
It's
do we do that?
okay to say no. No, I'm not going to volunteer at the school today. No, I'm not going to be the carpool person every time and be the one that picks up all the kids,
Oh, I had to do something so awful. Well, my son we were at a school that's like 25 minutes away, and one was a working mother outside the home, had a full-time job, and then one of the other ones just had several kids and just, but they knew I was not working at the time. I took a break, and I should have never told anybody that I took a break.
Oh, right.
Because then it was always like, oh, I have to do this. Do you mind? And I finally just broke off and told them I'm not doing it anymore. I said, because it ended up falling on me, the whole point in having, and I thought, wow, I've come a long way. I'm from Mississippi, and in Mississippi, everything has to be so nice and everything.
So
Well, as I've gotten older, everybody's like, you're so good at boundaries. It's called survival, people.
Yeah.
I didn't have a choice. I can't take care of your kids. It was always amazing to me as a single widow, these people who had husbands, one of them even had an assistant, still had the balls to ask me to be the one to go get them all the time.
right.
Because they had something come up.
But
And I
if
was
you're
like,
normally that yes person, they're going to keep coming back to you. So that's why, once you started saying no,
You have to set boundaries.
it's
Yeah.
all about
I
boundaries.
mean, it really is. I mean, even
well, our
friends
kids
and
weren't even
family.
friends. Our kids weren't friends, so it made it a whole lot easier. One of them wasn't even particularly nice to my son, so it made it a whole lot easier. She's like, nah, I'm good. But they would see me at the school picking up my son at the same time. They had to pick up theirs.
Yeah.
That was a little uncomfortable, but I got over it. 'Cause
Yeah,
I thought,
it's
you know
okay.
what? You should have, your job is not my problem. My
Right.
not having a husband's not your problem either. I mean, I had
Yeah.
to remember that too. We all have to take care of our families. That's,
Right. And we're not saying, I mean, we're kind people. We're gracious people, but we get overloaded because I get
Absolutely.
overloaded because I always say yes to other people and say no to myself. And it even goes to the kids. And probably we've talked about this guilt that we have because their fathers are dead that makes us go above and beyond sometimes what we need to do because we feel so guilty. We're trying to make up for the fact that they don't have a dad, which, by the way, doesn't work.
There's definitely, I think I did parent for many years out of that. And I probably still have moments of that, letting him do
kind
things.
of trying to backtrack out of it.
I remember you saying that about vacations, Holly. You said that you're like, wherever you want to go. And then now you're having to go, okay, how about, because I did the same thing,
Yeah.
making choices based on him not getting, and his dad would have been way more conservative about the way we
totally.
spend money, the way where we would go. I'm sure my son's had probably a more fun life in that sense.
Right. Well, I know mine.
Sorry,
have,
Oliver.
because For a while, I was like, I don't care. I'm just going to spend money like I'm dying tomorrow. So I did a lot of things with the kids that now I'm like,
I think we've all
the budget
done that.
is hurting. Yeah.
Absolutely. I say that all the time. Yeah.
You just have to,
But all of it's a learning process. I mean, it's not like any of us had any practice of our husbands dying, and nor did I know anybody who this had happened to. So I had nobody to call grief group, but everybody in my grief group, with the exception of Carol Sticker,
Carol.
who I love Carol. She's moved though. We hit it off.
Was she a stickler?
Sticker.
For the
Sticker.
rules? Oh.
I hope you're listening, Carol. Her son is like this amazing, runner. Like he's
I was
potential
wondering
Olympian.
where you were going with that. Your hands
Amazing.
are making me
Potential
think.
Olympian. I mean, he's that good. This
Good
kid.
body.
He
I was like,
2 when
what's
his
happening
dad
here?
died, and now he's. Oh my God.
All right. So say yes to yourself, no to others. Now I've got a couple of yes or no rapid questions.
Rapid fire.
Rapid fire questions if you're up for it.
Do it.
All right. Have you ever taken a personality test?
Yes, recently.
Oh. Do you know your star sign?
Yes.
Who doesn't really?
No, but I learned it in a job interview. That's how I knew I had the job.
What?
I'm going in there, and I was really not cut out for the job. It was a business and acquisitions job. Long story short, he said, "So what's your sign?" And I said, "Yield or stop." What are you saying? I didn't know I was 22.
Oh, I love that.
I'm not kidding.
Not that anyone asked.
And
your
he
sign
said,
anymore.
"No, astrological." And he looked at me like, "Oh, God, doll.
Yield
That's how you
or
talk."
stop?
And I said, And then he goes, "Well, what date is it?" I said, "October 16th. And he said, "You're a Libra." And then in a split second, I said, "I guess I got the job because you're not supposed to ask when my birthday is. I think it's the law." And he said, "Oh, you definitely have the job."
Oh, that is
And that's how I
hilarious.
got it.
That's funny.
So, isn't that funny? That's
I'm surprised you're a Libra. I'm a Libra. It's like indecisive. It's the balance.
This is years of practice. If you had known me like in high school, I was much more easygoing. This is called 12 years, many years in entertainment. You better get tough or you're going to be run slap over.
Yeah.
Do you have any scars, Lacey?
What do you mean?
Not emotional.
Emotional?
Physical. Physical scars.
Yes.
Okay, Holly, here's yours. Have you ever broken a bone?
No.
Have you ever broken the law?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You lied.
We've
now.
all broken the law.
If y'all
Speeding.
can only see her now, that's why she didn't want the
Speeding is
video
breaking a
on.
law.
She's totally broke.
Are you
What?
claustrophobic?
Yes.
Have you ever had a near-death experience?
No.
Have you ever had a paranormal experience?
No.
Yes, you have. Toby has talked to you.
I mean,
That's paranormal.
Okay.
Ghost. What about you, Lacey? Paranormal experience?
Yes. When I was sitting in the living room, and I think it was just like a day or so afterward, everybody was out of the living room. I had not taken anything. I promise you guys, I'd had no drugs, nothing. There was a black wisp that went across the room in the shape of a person.
Ooh.
And it freaked me out.
Okay. Would you say yes to plastic surgery? Either
Yes.
one of you. Me too.
Sure.
100%.
Absolutely.
yes.
Yes or no to donating blood?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes or no to organ donor?
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. Yes or no to having another child?
No.
If it were biologically possible.
just a yes or no question.
No.
If someone said, "Hey, you could have another kid," I'm on the fence. I'd say yes. I'd do it. Yes or no, take peyote in the wilderness.
Take what?
Peyote,
What's that?
you know, like Jim Morrison and the Doors. You remember that movie?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Peyote. It's like in the Native American, peyote. What the heck? Are you
Just say
kidding
yes,
me?
Lacey.
Peyote is a cactus and it has psychedelic.
Oh, you're saying should I take the psychedelic
Yeah, would you
drug
take
in there?
that
Would
drug?
you take it in the wilderness, Lacey?
you ever?
Yes.
No, I wouldn't because I'm terrified of. I'm allergic to so many things. I'm terrified of it.
Would you ever go on Naked and Afraid?
What is that?
You don't know that TV show, Naked or Afraid?
No,
I'm-
never
Are y'all
heard of
joking?
it.
No, I'm saying no. I wouldn't.
Never heard
be
of it.
Naked
Oh
in
man!
it.
And then
If
there
I
was
were naked, I would be afraid.
naked, and then there was Naked and Dating, and you're dating for the first time, and you're both naked.
No.
Would you ever pose nude for Playboy?
No.
If someone came to you right now and said, "Well, they're going to be tasteful photos,"
No.
Lacey, yes, you would.
Lacey.
Yes, you
you
would.
hesitated.
No.
Mom is in memory care, so
No.
you would say yes. Come on, you wouldn't? Yes, you would.
Sorry, Mom.
Would you ever?
There's some of them that are tastefully done. Like you're not really seeing anything, right? It's more like a bathing.
Right, that's what I'm saying. It's
Well, if they would
tasteful.
have me, maybe I don't know. She's
Would
gorgeous.
you ever go on a first date out of the country?
Why
Like
not?
he has his,
Why
his
not?
private jet, and he's
Yes.
like, "Let's go to Paris."
But I would vet them. So, yeah,
Sure. Well, you've already said yes to a first date. It's just going out of the country.
sure.
I think so too. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Would you ever go out with a 25-year-old?
No.
No,
Never.
way too young.
Never.
My husband was 9 years younger. That's my limit.
Mm.
I mean, that's
Y'all are
just-
saying no to a lot. I feel like
You're asking some crazy stuff.
that's the point. You have to get crazy.
I would date 10 years younger. That's about as low as I want to go.
How low would you go? It depends on the person, honestly. If I felt a connection, do you think you would, like if Oliver were still alive, do you think that I know it's hard to say, but do you think that you would have issue with the age difference now? Do you think it would bother you?
I think if I looked a lot older, I think it would bother me. But he was so against Botox and all of that. He was very anti. I did it one time and he said, don't ever do that again. It looks ridiculous. And he didn't care about wrinkles. He cared about being fit and healthy. That's all he cared about. But it would bother me. Like, I don't want to look like his, old lady over here.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's what I felt like granted, it was a 20-year difference. Not 20, but 15, something like that, when I dated that 35-year-old.
Yeah, 15 is substantial. I mean,
they're babies.
Well, like when I was with Oliver while he was alive, I still was, he died when I was much younger.
Right.
So that was 12 years ago. But I think now the aging process accelerates from heretofore, right?
No.
Well,
I refuse that. I refuse that.
It would bother me if I looked a lot older than him. It would.
Yeah, that would bother me, I think. That's why maybe going older this time.
Like dating-wise?
Maybe. I will say, it depends on how people take care of themselves.
It does. And I work at it. I mean, it's not easy. You have to exercise. You have to eat healthy foods and still eat my Cheez-Its. And you still,
You're allowed to say yes to Cheez-Its, okay?
But, and get plenty of rest.
I love Cheez-Its.
I love them. I'm addicted.
Like, that is something.
The white cheddar?
I can't. No,
regular.
I can't.
Say no
to Cheez-Its.
Okay, now I know why we're friends, because that is a thing for me.
Like, what is it with the Cheez-Its?
I don't know.
If it brings you joy, don't say no.
I don't need yes. the Cheez-Its.
I'm saying yes.
I heard something the other day, the word glimmer, and it's the opposite of trigger. Like, you'll have a trigger and it'll create anxiety and stuff.
Yeah.
A glimmer is a small moment that creates joy or hope.
Like
so Cheez-Its are your glimmer.
My glimmer
Don't say
Cheez-Its.
no to
I'm
your
not.
glimmer.
And I don't. Are y'all people that restrict what you eat?
No.
I want to be, because, hey, being the only living parent, I realize I want to be like my dad. He's 89. You can't stop him. I mean, he's fit. He's got his... He's
washboard abs?
He's in really good shape, and he's 89. He's sharp, and now that he's getting good rest, you can't stop him.
Yeah,
he drives
there
really
ain't no
well.
stopping him.
I mean, and I want to be like that.
I want to be like that lady that's like, I get up and have a bourbon every morning and smoke 10 cigarettes, and I'm 120.